So this part here we talk about how the speed time graph looks like. So you can see here that the y-axis is the speed axis. The x-axis is the time axis. So which is the independent variable? This one over here. Independent variable. This guy here is the dependent variable. Okay, so your speed time graph will look something like this. Y-axis being the speed, x-axis being the time. Okay, now let's go on to some basics. First thing here, we must realize that as long as there's speed, okay, as long as the speed is not zero, which means that there's speed, the object is moving. As long as there's speed, the object is moving. This is the first basic. The second thing is, when the speed is zero, okay, the object is not moving. Sometimes we'll use the word stationary. So not moving or stationary. So when there is speed, object is moving. When the speed is zero, the object is not moving. Or in this case here we talk about it is stationary. The next part we talk about when the speed is changing, the graph will show a sloping line. Or you'll see a line that's sloping. So in this case what it means is that you'll see your graph will be looking like this. There's a slope, a gentle slope. Okay, now the steepness or the gentleness indicates how fast or slow. So imagine I draw these two lines over here. This guy here, this line here is gentler. It's a gentle slope. This line here is a steep slope. So you can see for this line, okay, my speed is changing slowly. Okay, the speed is changing slowly. So changing slowly. For this guy here, you can see the slope is very steep. So my speed is changing very fast. So just take note of this. So we talk about the slope. Yes, we talk about the line whether it's steep or not steep. And last one, when the speed is constant, okay, or uniform, it shows a flat straight line. So you can see if the speed change, there will be a slope. But what if the speed doesn't change? So you expect to see in your graph, you'll see a straight line like this. Okay, so let's look at some examples. So basic one, as long as there's speed, the object is traveling. So most of the journey, the object is traveling. Next one. Okay, the object stops moving when the speed is zero. So actually, this is one point where the object stops moving. You can see the speed here is zero. Another point where the speed is zero is actually at the starting point. So there are 2 points which the object is not moving. At this point here and at this point here, because the speed is equals to 0 meters per second. Alright, next one. Okay, so sorry. Now let's go on to practice. So let's look at it this way. When is the object traveling and when did the object stop moving? So you can see here, remember, it's traveling when the speed is not zero. So which portion of the graph? This whole portion over here. Okay, so for the yellow portion, my object is traveling. My object is traveling. Okay, object is traveling because the speed is not zero. For this case over here, you can see this line over here. Okay, this is when the object is not moving. So in this case, it has stopped moving. Okay, so moving and not moving. Now, let's move on to the third basics. The slope of the line indicates how fast or slow the speed is changing. So there's a slope here, there's a slope here, and there's a slope here. Now, A, you can see the slope is going upwards. So this is a speed increasing. For B, it's a slope that's going downwards. So this is a decreasing speed. Now, C is actually a gentler slope. So if you compare C and A, if I compare C and A, okay, which one the speed is changing faster? You will realize for A, okay, the speed is changing faster than A changing faster than C. Okay, so this is the third basics here. We talk about comparing the slope of the line. Next one, a flat line means that the speed is not changing. So you can see there's a flat line over here, a flat line over here. So at these two regions, okay, this A and B over here, my speed is not changing at all. In this case, or this region is consistently at 20, or this region here is consistently at 10. So you try out some basic. Did the speed increase consistently? Answer is no. Okay, because why? You can see that the slope is not the same. Gentle slope for this case, then suddenly it changed to a steep slope. So it's not increasing consistently. At the start, speed increase slowly. At this part here, my speed increase faster. So you can see it doesn't increase consistently. At this part, did the speed remain constant at any point? Yes, there is. Sorry. So when did the speed remain constant? It is over at this region over here, because it is a flat line. Okay, so we have talked about the 4 basics.